So the inyan is kaluzu. So what is the idea of this inclusion that we say you have Ava and Yira together? Is hukumesha kosuv v'chol halavavis yira ucha v'chol kerev uchloyis yizamru l'shmecha. So it says chol halavavis yira ucha will have the level of Yira, and then it says from the level of Yira v'chol kerev uchloyis yizamru l'shmecha, and the inside, your kidneys, they will sing for your name. Most of the time, when you sing with your mouth. But over here, it doesn't say, it says your inside will sing. Because we are talking about the level of Yira, and in essence, that is a level of Yira, but we also have the level of Ava, but the level of Ava is not expressive through Bepeh, but it's in the heart. Let's see inside. Halavavis Yiraucha is B'midas HaYira. But U'kerev U'chlois Yizamru Yizamru L'shmecha Yizamru is B'midas HaAva. That's with the measure of Ava. B'lochein. And that's why Kerev Uchloy is Davke Yizamru. It's Davke the Kerev Uchloy. Kiarino Vahazimro Haba Machmas is Galus Avo Vachuko. When you have a song that comes from the revealed level of Ava and Shuko, not the hidden level, which is by the level of Yira, which is Kerev Uchloy. So so then, normally, ordinarily, it would be the rina would be with the mouth. But when we're talking about the level of the leiv has the level of yira, we're talking about the level of measure of fear and the measure of subjugation. Ein harina misgalis. So then the song is not revealed open in the mouth from a revealed level of Ava. Because why? Because the Ava and Yira are two opposites. So you can't, when you're in the level of Yira, you can't have singing with the mouth. However, there is a level mekomokai, bekerev uchloyes, which is bebchinas pnimius. In the level of pnimius, tiya hazimra vasimcha machbas ava. So you're going to have the song and the joy because of the ava. So that's why when it says ucha, it'll be the kerev uchloyes zam lishmacha, because it's not his galus ava, but it's a pnimius ava. Over there it says that song, the inyan of Rino, is in the evening. They sing, they will sing your song. So over there, inyan Rina bepeh. So that song, that's Rina bepeh. Explains Vihinim Sheches Mimidas Laila. That comes from the measure of night. Renono beramsho, song by night. That has to do with the darkness, the level of richuk, the level of ava. Kinal, as explained earlier in the idea who said the posik nafshi v'sicha balaylo, that when it is balaylo, when you're in a distance, that's when you have the yearning. So that's the idea of renono beramsho, that the song by the mouth, the peh, that is takat naita. But when you bring down the higher level of Vanere Kel Elyon, which is higher than the level of Aven Yira of Chesed the Gevura, as I nimshach v'chol halavavis yira ucha v'chol kerev uchlois yizamru. So then you have the level of halavavis yira uchlois yizamru sheharina v'hazimro shebepnim yizalev. That is the song that comes in the inner of the heart, that comes inside of the heart. V'zohu ki inyan hamevuar b'zoyer chelik aleph reish parshas vayetze davku b'om ches o mitbeis al posik. Over there it says v'chasidecha yiranenu. So the pasuk says v'chasidecha yiranenu. Chasidecha is referencing the kohanim, as he's going to say in a minute. So the Zohar says, who does the song in the Beis Hamikdash? That's not the kohanim. That's done by the Levim. So he asks in the Zohar, u'leviyecha yiranenu miboy lechulu. He should have said that the Levim, not Chasidecha Yiranenu, but Leviyecha Yiranenu. So until he had to add the Inun Chashivi Yatir. Now they're more important. The level of Chasidecha is more important. Bahainu, Ki Inyan Hafresh Anal, this is similar to the idea. The difference that we say with Chinas Rina Hanal, Dashir Shal Alavim Urin Bepeh, that the above Rina that we said in the heart or Bepeh, Dashir Shal Alavim Urin Bepeh, their song is in the mouth, Larom or Kolo, to raise their voices. Avo Masha Chasidecho Yiranenu, but when we say that the Chasidecho sing, that's the Kohanim, Shehem, HaKahanim, those are the Kahanim, Hainu Berusa the liver. That is with the heart, Rotzen Aleb. Moshe Kosu, Bezoyar, Cheli Gimel, Parsha Shmini, Davlam, Tesam Aleph. Over there it says, the Kahana Oivdi Bechashoyin. Their work is in a quiet way. That means it's Serena, but it's in the heart, Ayin Shol. In Cain, so in that case, Harina Shalahem. Their song is it's like the Kerev Uchlois that sing. So over there it says I have fresh the difference between Mizmor L'Shir. It's also similar to this. So why is it take? How come you can have the song in the Pnimis Alev from the level of Yira, but you can't have the Chitzonis Alev? Bahainu, and that is ki b'chinas Pnimis Alev yesh b'koyach liyes kelim muchen l'hochil avav Yira gam shteim yachad. It has the vessel, it has the container, and it could be a room to contain both avav Yira together. Ayidei through the revelation of Vehanoira. That extends and is revealed in the inner of the heart. So that's number one. That's why B'Pnimis Alev you can have Kerev Uchlois Zamru, you can have both together. But also V'gam, K'meshikosu, Mokamachar is written elsewhere, Shapnimis Alev Misachedes Imamoyach. That the inner of the heart is united with the moyach, with the mind, in a way of two friends that don't separate. So therefore, you can get that level of the moyach to contain and have both levels together, the Ava and the Yira. Ava b'chitzoni is a leiv. What does it say? Ein koyach, right? Ein koyach l'hochel shtem yachad. You don't have the power to include them both together, and therefore it's only yizamru kloyus kerev kloyus v'zov v'chol avav shirucha v'chol kerev kloyus zamru. It's only the kerev kloyus that will sing. Shevichinas pnimis levchu. Ba'im ashekosu v'aposik says osis chulu togel nafshi. Huh? So over there we say Gila Biroda. It's like the idea of joy with trembling. Shahayira Tichase Mibachutz, that the fear that covers of the outside, but Vitoicha Rotsuv Ava, but the inside is plastered with love. Nizgar Gamki Mizal Posik, Bayem Hashmini, Atzeres Chulu, Bnei Tzion Yogilu B'Malko. V'ayim Hashikosa Posik B'Shalach Parei, V'Pirush V'Lonach Melekim Derech Eretz Plishtim. So he says, Zuhi Hasimcha. So this joy, the inner joy, is the Simcha B'Hashem in the Eidei Sabarach HaSevik Kulam. That is from level of Sevik Kulam. HaShoichen Itei Mamesh, which rests with him. That is the level of close, because it's Shoichen Itei, but it's the level of that joy. That Ein Sof is below, just as it's above. There's no revelation of Soga. In Azen Nemar, the Tzadik, Bemunoso Yichya. That the Tzadik, Bemunoso Yichya, Mitzad, Emuno, Shalamayla Mehasoga. So that is the level of Sevuk Kulam. That's the level of Emunah. And from this, he gets his chayes. Kitzer, Achiskalu Shua Ava Klula Mayira, that for this, the inclusion, that Ava should be included in the Yira. Zenemar, for that it says, Sholem, Sholem, Larochik, Vilakore. Bahainu, Alidei, Ham, Shochem, Mibchinas, V'hanoira, that comes from the hanoira, that's on the higher level. B'zehu inyan ha'akedah mima'al eitz, that is the rebound above the, higher than the eitz and eitz and does that. The inyan is called zu ayne k'vash kosuv, v'chol ha'lavav v'shirucha, v'chol kerev v'chlois is ap'lishmach. Hinei gilui simcha zu b'poil mamish. So what does this mean, practically speaking? That level of simcha that we're talking of the heart is simcha shel mitzvah. That is the joy of doing a mitzvah. The joy of a mitzvah is the joy of the inner. The pasuk says, "Tachas asher le'abadatos Hashem elekecha b'simcha b'tuv levav mirev kol." You didn't serve Hashem. It talks about the Torah, that you didn't serve Hashem with joy and the gladness of heart. Merev koil, you have more than koil. In other words, the mitzvah that a yid does is more than anything else, and that should bring him the greatest simcha. Because when you do a mitzvah, you connect with the Ein Sof in a much higher way than even kichol b'shamayim, than all koil. You go on a higher madrega, and that should bring out a level of simcha. Ki ha-simcha imachmas asher kiddushonu b'mitzvayso. Why are we happy? Because the Eibishter made us kodesh through his mitzvahs. He gave us the mitzvahs is b'kodesh ha'elyon. Kodesh ha'elyon. V'zehu, yeah, that's the now v'zehu. V'zehu inyan birchas ha-mitzvahs. This is the idea. The idea of simcha is the idea of the blessing that we make on the mitzvah. Now we say over there, Baruch Ato Hashem, Baruch Ato Havai. Pirush. So mevakshim, that we're asking liyos, Baruch v'nimshach milmaylo, maylo mishtalshus, that it should be blessed, it should extend from higher and higher than mishtalshus. V'ayin zayir chelikala parshas lech lecha shom. Over there it says, Baruch Avram, touches the posuk, Baruch Avram lekeil elyon. In the encounter over there with the Malki Tzedek, when Avram So he says, may Avram be blessed. That's Kimo Damrina Baruch Ato. That's like we say Baruch Ato. And then we say Likeil Elyon. That's Baruch Ato Hashem Elikeinu. That's Likeil Elyon. Ein Shom. But Loi Kipirish HaMikdash Melech. So not like the Mikdash Melech. Kiliyos Hamshachas V'derech Seder Ishtalshlus Me'ila La'olul. So in other words, we're getting higher than Ishtalshlus. The normal way, in order to get the Seder Ishtalshlus, which is Me'ila La'olul, Me'ila La'ila, from one effect to the other effect, in a cause and effect, so we should become Melech HaOlam. And then we say Malchus Malchus Kol Olamim. And Hashem's Malchus is of all the words Lahavos, Ulahachyes, Olamis, B'chinas Malchus is Baruch, to create and to vitalize words from the level of Malchus. So B'chinas Shem B'levad. That's only in the level of shame. What does it mean, the name? Because Hashem's name and Hashem's Malchus is called upon them. So that's why that's why they're alive and existence. That's the levels of orders. So that is the regular way. That's the level of Ishtalshlus. But here we're saying Baruch Ato, Asher Kiddushonu, Av o b'mitzvos Kiddushonu, b'kodesh ha'elyon shalomaylo mina Ishtalshlus. But when we're talking about the Kiddushonu, the supreme Kedusha, which is higher than Ishtalshlus, which is the B'chinas Sefer Kol Almin, and Takeh v'hamalochim shoylim, lochas ayim ken kveidei. Where is the honor? So what is the answer to them? Emrim, they say, Meloi kol haaretz kivodei. The earth is full with Hashem's glory, which is be'eretz halazu hatachtoino. In this lower world, shatoira v'hamitzvos, shenislapshum, b'gashmius, that the Torah and mitzvahs that have been dressed up in physicality, Yisodosum, they're based b'harei kodesh elyon, in the holy mountains, that is Lamaila Maila Mina Ishtalshlus, which is way higher than the Ishtalshlus. V'hein Asin B'chinas Kisei Mochad Ma'amish L'Shifti Yisbarach HaSevev Kolam, and they become a kisei, a throne, and a dwelling place for Hashem sitting HaSevev Kolam to the level of Sevev. Leis Machshavat Tfisei. No thought can grasp it. The way you take the level of Seviv Kolam, the way you take the Ein Sof, is only Ki'im Kasha Tfisa B'Torah Mitzvahs, is only as it is caught in Torah Mitzvahs. Doing Torah Mitzvahs, that's where you get the Ein Sof. So the normal Derech Ishtalshlus, that's the level of Malchus. That's only Melech Malchus Shvoi Nikra Leim. But to have the higher level, that's Tafkid to the Torah Mitzvahs, because over there we get Takad the Ein Sof. Then it's Tavinu V'Hafta S. So now we're explaining back the Hafta S, the Tofel. That's the level of Yira Kloiman. Shetamshich Midas Ha'ave V'Hasimcha, that you should bring down the level, the measure of love and Simcha, B'Bchinas S hatofel, in the level of S, which is tofel, umidas hayira v'abitl, which is the measure of fear and bitl. Zeu, and this means S Hashem lekecha, but I have to bring down a have to in the S. And what is the S Hashem lekecha? K'mulefi shehu lekecha, because He is your God. In other words, you can say lenoichach, which means because we're talking about the level of Seviv Kolam, which is below. So look above. That's why you can bring down into the level of Yira also the level of Ava v'Simcha. B'shiyir Gilu ha'Ava v'Simcha zu b'Poel Mamish, and the revelation of this love and this joy should be in actuality b'kiyum v'hoyu hadvarim ha'eila asher anoichi mitzavacha hayom, by fulfilling these words that I command you today. That shall be b'chinas hayom la'asoitzon, from the level of Yom Lasoitzon nimshach gilui anoichi. Dvarim ha'eila asher anoichi becomes in the mitzvahs. Mitzavcha is the level of anoichi. It's not only merely a re in a level of just name. The Eibishter himself, so to speak, is mitzavcha, that he connects, which is loshin savso v'chibur, the language of togetherness and connection, the mitzvahs havaya, in the mitzvahs of Hashem. Shehem gilui atzmusei amuhusei kaviyachol. Those are the revelations of the essence, and Hashem himself, so to speak, b'tov reish chof amudei oir, in the 620 keser lights of loiv hanushachim b'teryag mitzvahs deraitzes and mitzvahs derabanan, that extend into the 600 mitzvahs of the Torah together with the 7 mitzvahs derabanan. So you have the level of keser, so you have the level of anoichi, you have the level of the Ein Sof coming down in the mitzvahs. And then so that's going through the Shema. So V'havta S, you bring down the level of S, because Hashem Elokecha l'noichach, and this will bring down the Dvarim Shenoicha into the mitzvahs. Then the pasuk says V'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veisecha. So the word Dibarta bam, Dibur, talk to them b'shivtecha b'veisecha. The Loshen Dibur is Loshen also from Midbar. Ki hine ksiv kol koide b'midbar. A voice, kol koide b'midbar. Panu derech. What is it? Kol koide b'midbar. Kol ha-Torah. That's kol. Which voice is in the midbar? That's the voice of Torah. As we say, ha-kol kol Yaakov. The voice of Yaakov. What's the kol? That's Torah. So kol koide. That is nimshach koide. That is calling kol koide. The nimshach b'chinas midbar. Kol koide b'midbar. It's in the midbar. Ushmama, which means that what that is coming down, the words of Torah are coming down into this world. And what do we say? Panu derech Hashem, make way for the way of Hashem. Liz boy hamshocha v'derech havai. That there should be the hamshocha derech havai. Zo inyan hamshochas vov v'hanoida b'chinas kel elyon shel mayim b'chinas shtalshul. This is bringing down the vav v'hanoida from the level of kel elyon, which is higher than shtalshulus. Is the kol koide b'midbar panu derech, make way for the level of the Ein Sof, the level of keser, from the level by the tofresh chof through the mitzvahs. And that's why our sages tell us, Yof ha'shoachas b'tshuva ma'asim tovim b'olam hazeh mikol chayei olam haba, that 1 hour of repentance, good deeds in this world is better than old life of olam haba. Olam haba. Why is it better? Because olam haba v'shuv b'chinas hasoga v'seichel nivra, because that is in the level of b'chinas hasoga v'seichel nivra, still a created being. It's in the level of grasping. It's in the intellectual of a created being. Because he is delighting and is enjoying it. That is only a ray. That's the ray of the Torah. The Torah that we work in this world, a ziv of that Torah is a delight for the neshamas in Elam Haba, in Gan Eden. Mashen came basic Torah mitzvahs atzmo shebekiyu ha'maisa be'el mazeh be'pel mamesh, as opposed to the occupation in Torah mitzvahs themselves by fulfilling the action of this be'pel mamesh. In the behem nimshach gilu b'chinas anoichi. Over there is a revelation of the level of anoichi. Ba'atzmo b'chvoidoi. This is by himself and his glory. Shaloi nitin lahanos b'asogos hanivroim. This has not been given to enjoy. You can't enjoy that. People can't grasp it. That's the essence. Gan Eden is a ziv, is a ha'ora. There you can grasp it. But when we learn Torah mitzvahs, that's a higher level. That we heard from Gevura. Why do we say Gevura? That is many levels of restrictions. And Tzimtzumim, Li is Gilu Zesha B'chinas Anoichi. B'toyno mitzvahs, yeah? Anoichi, correct? Reading correctly? Gilu Zesha B'chinas Anoichi B'toyno mitzvahs. At this level of Anoichi, to come down into the Torah mitzvahs, it needs to be Mipi HaGevura. It has to be Gevura Tzimtzumim. Sh'ulamayla min Shtalshlus, because that's higher than Shtalshlus. That's Bechinas Yoshesh Choshech Sisrei. That's the level of Yoshesh Choshech Sisrei. It's darkness, Choshech Behelem. Over there it's darkness and obscurity. Below Gil, not light and Gil. And therefore, in order to get Anoichi and Layilach, to get this Torah mitzvahs, over there has to go through Mipi HaGevura and need all the gvuras. Ba'im HaShekosov Kai Gavne B'divra Maschil Ush'avtem Mayim B'sosin. So there's a Nisuch HaMayim B'chag U'am Shochas Chochma Ilo B'chinas Bittel. That the Mayim on Sukkot, that's bringing on Chochma of Bittel. U'mash'afa Pikein Yiyeh B'sosin Davke. So how could it be the level of Bittel B'sosin Davke? So Mishum the Chochma Bina and Trein Rein Chulu. V'hainu Gamkin Inyan Iskalus HaBittel V'Hayira. This is the inclusion of the Bittel and Yira Ima Simcha. So when you have the Bittel and Yira with the Simcha, V'hu Achar HaSeretz Shemei Tshuva V'Yom HaKippurim. This follows HaSeretz Shemei Tshuva V'Yom HaKippurim Shemamshichim B'B'chinas Lifnei Havaya Titoru, in which we bring down to the level of Lifnei Havaya, higher from Shtalshlus. Then we come to the level of Shalom Shalom Barochi V'Lakorav. They said Nase Achakach Iskaluzu. Then it becomes this Iskalus. So over there, we're talking about that inclusion that you have Shavta Mayim B'Sosim, that you have the level of Bitl with Simcha. Akan Hagilui who has Simcha B'Asosim. Over here, but what comes out is the level of Simcha B'Sosin, but it's only that the inside the Bittul V'Yira. Kan, what does it mean? Kan, I think it means over there by Sukkot, that place over there. But over here by us, we're talking about by us the Gilui is actually a level of Ava, but the S is Bepnimius. So I think when he says Kan over here, is referring to the Sukkot. Kitzer, that the Simcha Zu, the B'chinas V'chol Kerev V'chloyes Yizamru, who's Simcha Shal Mitzvah. This is the Simcha of Mitzvah. And V'hu, meaning that get the higher level, because that's the inner Mitzvah, because you take the level of higher, from Ishtalshlus. So in Birchas HaMitzvahs, this is the idea of the Birchas HaMitzvah, the Sheki Dishono, as he explained. V'havta es v'dibarta bam, he explains loving also bringing it down in S in the Tofel into the level of Yira, and also the level of Vidibartabam, that the Midbar says that to bring down into the level of Panu Derech Bamidbar, to bring down all the great Giluyim, to bring it down into this world.